trust.
If you're divorced, tell me one piece of advice that you would give to your best friend getting married.
You are still responsible for your own happiness. Let me explain. Your partner is only supposed to enhance an already fulfilling life that you created for yourself.
Okay, first of all, he's using the wrong term. He should be saying wife. Partner implies an equal relationship, and it is not an equal relationship. Okay, but I do agree with this guy. The person you're with is supposed to enhance. You are the cake, she is the cherry. So you already need a full life before you get into a relationship. And if she is there or not, it doesn't matter. You still have a good life. And guys, I'm telling you, you need to maintain your support networks. You need to maintain your friends, whether you're in a relationship or not. Because you don't want the girl to be able to pull the rug from under you, cheat on you or whatever, and you not have anybody, no friends, no family, nobody to talk to. So don't allow that to be you. Okay, let's see what he has to say.
Right? It is not fair for them, on top of their own life that they're living, that now that they have the job of fixing you.
Oh, by the way, this advice would apply incredibly well to women in 2022 dating. Many of them believe that their partner's job is to fix them, and that they will only submit to a man that they believe is worthy. It's conditional femininity. If you are masculine, only then will I submit. Otherwise, I'm going to be masculine myself. And of course, that is a red flag.
Right? The same would apply to having children. Peace.
Okay. Let's do one more.
If you're divorced, tell me one piece of advice that you would give to your best friend getting married.
Make sure they're open to couples counseling. Couples counseling will save you, and if they're not open to couples counseling...
Oh my god. Okay, let's do the red flag check. Okay, are you ready? Ton of makeup, choker, overweight, ugly nails, and they're also using an angle that's more flattering as well. So they're dishonest. And then the biggest red flag of all, guys, couples counseling. So guys, couples counseling in 2022 dating, don't do it. Here is what couples counseling amounts to. It amounts to society shaming you for not doing enough and getting you to do chores in order to bargain for your girl's attraction. Guys, bargaining does not work for getting the attraction or the love of your girl. And if you use it, all you're going to do is destroy yourself. Because the more you bargain, the more you chore play, the more you work for the affections of your girl, the less she loves you, the less she respects you, the less she looks up to you. Don't do it. You've been warned. And this girl is a walking red flag for saying that you should go to couples counseling. It also implies belief in stuff like equal relationships, equal partnership, all of these 2022 concepts that all they lead to is divorces, because men and women are different and the man should be the ruler of the relationship. And if he's not, well, he's going to have a bad time. Guys, don't get married. I would never suggest it. But if you are going to get into some sort of relationship, understand that you need to be the leader, you need to be the ruler, and you are the absolute monarch of your own life. You have to make decisions for your state, and they cannot be emotional decisions. Even if you feel as though you're being mean and you're being bad, you still must make the decision that is best for your state. You make the decision that is best for you. Understand that. Because in the modern world, men have been indoctrinated to believe that they need to do everything that women say, that women are basically the boss because we live in a matriarchal society, a society where women dominate. Men are falsely taught that women are the boss and you should treat them as such and put them on a pedestal. And if you do, all that happens is you get naturally selected out. Your genes get naturally selected out of the human race. So don't do it. Please leave a comment if you agree or disagree. Let's continue.
And stonewall you, it's going to ruin your marriage. 2, pay for a financial advisor. I don't care. Couples fight about money. That is one of the biggest downfalls of relationships and marriages. So just invest in a financial advisor. They're really quite inexpensive, and they're the ones that work their own fee into their financial planning. Trust me, it'll save you so much turmoil.
So this girl, the way that she's talking as though she's the boss of her relationship. If the girl is the boss of the relationship is dead. So who is she to be giving advice? Oh, right, she's divorced and she has Chad in her bed? Yeah, this is a joke. All right, let's continue.
If you're divorced, tell me one piece of advice that you would give to your best friend getting married.
So this one is for me as a divorcee. And my advice is do not change your name.
Let's do a red flag check. Unfeminine clothing. Short, masculine hair. Dead eyes from being an alpha widow. Guys, you tell me. Should we listen to relationship advice from a person like this? Maybe not her specifically, I don't know her story, but a person like her archetype. The answer is no. If a person has failed in what they've sought to do, why would you listen to their advice? If they failed, like, let's say at a business, and then they learn from that failure and use it to create an actual successful business, well, that's a different story. But for divorces, guys, it's not that hard, okay? For a girl, all you have to do is be fit, feminine, submissive, cooperative, and loyal. That's it. And you can have a nice, happy, harmonious relationship. But you can't be with 400 guys. You can't be a womanist. You can't be a cultural Marxist. You just... By the way, guys, if you're listening to this advice, you're going to get destroyed, guys. You can't listen to the advice of a person who's a failure and expect to come out a success. Sorry. Okay, now, what this girl says to address her point is, don't take the man's last name. Yeah, think about what that implies. What that implies is so much disrespect and disdain for the man. His name is worthless to her, right? No, I'm keeping my own name, right? I don't need another man's name. I'm keeping my own name because my name is more valuable than his. What is she subcommunicating? She's subcommunicating that she's better than any man that she'll ever be with in a relationship. You want to be with that? Guys, you can't make this up. The girl tells on herself with every breath. Would you give this girl a second chance at a happy marriage? She failed the first time. Don't give her the second opportunity. Please leave a comment, guys, if you agree or disagree. Okay, let's continue.
Do not legally change your name when you get married. I tell all of my friends, whether they're married, whether they have a partner, whether they...
Okay, guys, so here's another thing. Girls are herd creatures, okay, in general. Not every girl, but you get what I'm saying. So, if they have a friend like this, who's telling them all of this poison advice, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is your girl is going to get poisoned. So, that means you cannot allow your friend, your girl, to have friends that are like this. And it's a gigantic red flag. If the girl appears to be good, but her friends are all toxic, womanist, cultural Marxist, like stuff like that, man-hating women, your girl is going to do stuff like those girls in an attempt to fit in with that group. And you can't have that. So you should end the relationship there or understand that that's not going to go past any friends with benefits. Because the girl will be sabotaged by her friends, guys. They're not like men. They're not individualistic. They're collectivistic, guys. I'm telling you. All right. Please leave a comment if you agree or disagree. Let's continue.
don't have a partner, I tell all of them the same thing. Do not legally change your name when you get married.
Yeah.
First off,
Terrible advice.
it takes a lot of paperwork to change it in the first place, even more paperwork to change it back, and that costs money. Second thing.
Okay, so you spend $100, but your husband isn't worth $100? Is that what you're saying? Of course it is. Because she's a womanist, and womanists don't believe that men are worth $100. They believe that men are worthless. Okay, let's continue.
Is if you do get divorced, you have to think about that name will literally follow you for the rest of your life because there's always going to be some random.
Oh, this is another thing. By the way, guys, this is what an alpha widow looks like as well. Because when she says that name will follow you around the rest of your life, here is also what it implies. I mean, I already said. It implies disdain and disrespect. But here's why she has such disrespect for the name of another man. It's because in her past, she was with Chad, and she wanted Chad's last name so bad. But Chad left her. And after she tried to get another Chad, and he left her, and another Chad, and he left her, another Chad. After the 35th Chad, she finally settles, quote unquote, for a man. And that man's not good enough in her eyes. And so his name, why would she ever want that name to sully her body, right? She doesn't want to be anywhere near that name because she wanted Chad's name. You see what I'm saying? And that's why she's so vehement about this. That's why. Okay, let's continue.
Shred of paperwork that somehow still has your married name on it, it will haunt you. It will haunt you. And also, if you're a woman in a heteronormative relationship, changing your last name to that of your husband's is a holdover from when women were considered property and
I'm sorry to tell you, but okay. Here's the thing. Women say that they don't want to be treated like property, and yet they consider trophy wife to be a compliment. Do you see what I'm saying? They don't consider themselves to be objects, and yet their greatest agency is exactly what you're doing. Preening and pampering their appearance. What does that say? You're not trying to make your brain any bigger or your achievements any bigger. You're trying to make the outside facade of you more attractive, more enticing. You're literally polishing your statue, as it were. You're treating yourself as an object by wearing the makeup. So explain to me why this hypocrisy can stand. You see what I'm saying? Guys, please leave a comment if you agree or disagree. Let's continue.
Given by their fathers to their husbands. Put whatever you want on Facebook or the Christmas card.
If you're divorced, tell me one piece of advice that you would give to your best friend getting married.
1 hour. Just pay for 1 hour of a family law attorney's time to talk to you about the legal ramifications of marriage before you...
Amazing! Finally, a based comment. Oh my god, okay. So guys, this guy is hinting at the fact that, you see, so girls, all kind of woo-woo emotional things that they're talking about marriage. The other guy was kind of woo-woo as well, but this guy is exactly the reason why I tell men in the West to never get married. And guys, you can't get around this by going to the East, getting married and bringing the wife back to the West. No. Because all it does is it delays the inevitable. The second she becomes assimilated into Western culture, your marriage is going to end and the same stuff is going to happen, guys. I'm telling you. So the legal ramifications of marriage, what they amount to is cash and prizes for her divorcing you. Do you want her to get free cash and prizes for something bad that she does to you? Do you understand what I'm saying? Any other contract in the modern world, if it had such negative repercussions in one direction for ending the legal contract, you would never enter into it. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's absolutely ludicrous for a man in 2022 in the West to ever get married. Guys, if you want to get married, here's what you do. You leave the West, you go to the East and move there permanently and you get married there. I'm telling you, you cannot get married in the West. It is an absolute travesty. Look at this. Look, let's just do some quick math, okay? Lost retirement, 500 grand plus 250K, so that's 750K, okay? 750K plus 40, 790K, plus 20, let's say, 810K plus 3, okay, so let's round up, $815,000, okay? That's basically $1 million you lose in a divorce. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? You cannot get married. You have been warned. If you're going to enter into a marriage in 2022, you have no sense of self-preservation. I've said it in previous videos. I'll say it again. Don't get married, guys. Please leave a comment if you agree or disagree. And I'm sure many men in the comments will say exactly what I'm saying, that marriage is a terrible idea. Just look at the stories of all the divorced men and tell me that you want to join them. Don't do it. It's stupid. Also, no cohabitation, because you have this thing called common law marriage, right? If the girl's living with you for long enough, it's over. You're considered married. Okay, let's continue.
Get married.
If you're divorced, tell me one piece of advice that you would give to your best friend getting married.
Actions speak louder than words.
Perfect expression, and I agree entirely. I hope this guy doesn't put his foot in his own mouth, but let me explain what the deal is, okay? This is one of the best advice, some of the best advice you could give a man, okay? Is the following. You listen to what the girl does and not to what the girl says, okay? If she says she loves you, but she goes to girls' night every weekend, she doesn't love you, she disdains you. If she says she loves you, but she is cold in bed, she doesn't love you, she disdains you. If she says she loves you, but she expected on the very first date for you to spend $200 or more, she doesn't love you, she disdains you. If she's pressuring you to get married, if she's pressuring you to have a child, she doesn't love you, she disdains you, even if she says she loves you. Guys, listen to the actions and not to the words. If she says she loves you, but she has 55 male friends, she doesn't love you, she disdains you. If she says she loves you, but she has an N count of 50 plus, she doesn't love you, she disdains you. Guys, listen to the actions and not to the words. If she says she loves you, but she has an Instagram, a Snapchat, a Tinder, or whatever, and she hasn't gotten rid of everything in relationship with you, she doesn't love you, she disdains you. Listen to the actions and not to the words. Guys, that will save you so much trouble in your life you would not believe. The actions speak louder. Okay, let's see what she has to say. What he has to say.
Here's how I mean that. In my 8-year stint, I never got help with any of the bills. But I did get to meet our Amazon, FedEx, and UPS driver on a date.
So he's saying that his girl had no respect at all for his money and just spent it like it was, okay. I understand. So this guy's situation was actually all too common in 2022. Here is the situation. To the girl, you're not a husband. You're a meal ticket. You're a meal ticket. You're a man that's there to pay for everything. And the second you stop being a provider, that's the divorce. Do you understand how serious that is? Guys, you cannot get married in 2022. I'm telling you. Okay, let's continue.
Damn near daily basis.
Oh, geez.
I didn't get any help cleaning either.
Oh, no. Okay, so he got one of those strong, independent boss babes. Guys, don't marry one of those. Don't marry any of them, but, like, if you're going to be so stupid as to get married, you might as well marry a traditional girl, right? Like a girl that cooks and cleans and, is loyal and cooperative and submissive and knows her place and all of that. Like, what? No help with the cleaning? No help with the cooking? What a disaster.
But I did get to learn what it was like to basically be a live-in maid.
Oh, God.
For somebody who does not respect the service industry. It really didn't seem to matter how I would ask for any of the help. But I did get to become a villain in somebody's life story. I guess what I'm saying is, take a look at all the pieces and see if the actions are lining up with what that person's saying. Otherwise, you're going to be the person that's responding to this kind of question up on TikTok.
Literally. So, but here is what he didn't say and what he should have said. What he should have said, because what he implied is that marriage is okay, he just picked the wrong girl. No, that is not the issue. The issue is not with that individual girl, though that individual girl was bad. The issue is with the concept that a girl can get you in a marriage, be a bad girl, and get prizes out of it, get rewarded for that, actively. That is not okay. But that is modern 2022 dating in a nutshell. Guys, like, we're not out here giving these prizes to women just for existing. We're not doing that. This is 2022. Times have changed and we need to adapt and change with them or be swept away by the cultural tide. Look at this man and think of how many millions of men have been affected the same way. And then tell me that you want to join them. There is a way to make a change, and the way to make a change is through natural selection. If those girls do not reproduce, those ideologies do not reproduce. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. Let's go on to our Reddit post here. How do I tell my sister that the way her husband treats her is not normal or okay? My sister, 32, female, has been with her husband for almost a decade. In brackets. Now I want to end their relationship because I'm jealous. And while I never liked him and always thought he was a bit rude and weird, I'm attracted to him and jealous. I didn't realize how terribly he treats her until we all went on a family holiday together to Greece a few weeks ago. In brackets. Translation. I finally figured out the ammunition I could use to blow up my sister's relationship that I'm so jealous of. On the trip was myself, my sister, her husband, their son, and my parents. Notice, the girl, the jealous sister, does not have a husband. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? The bitter single woman wants to ruin the relationship that's going successfully for a decade. You see what I'm saying, guys? Throughout the trip, my sister's husband, who I'll call Kyle, behaved as though it was his holiday away from being a parent and made my sister do everything. Anytime one of us suggested that he help with getting his son some food, helping him go to the toilet, giving him attention or whatever else, he would roll his eyes and loudly sigh. So the husband, he just wants to actually have a holiday on his holiday, and these girls are trying to pawn off their role, which is taking care of children, on him. You see? And I'll bet Kyle is the provider. So she's a stay-at-home mom and he's the provider, but they want him to do more work. You see what I'm saying? And everybody's trying to pressure the husband into doing more. Where is the pressure on the wife to do more? Where is the pressure on the sister to do more? You see? We already had a suspicion that he's like this at home too, as my sister Grace seems to be the one doing all of the parenting. No. She's doing her role of nurturing the young child. What is this? The way that Kyle talks to Grace is infuriating. Anyone in a relationship knows that you have some banter with one another, but Kyle just says things that put Grace down under the veneer of being a joke, one that she doesn't seem to find very funny. Translation. Kyle is the ruler of his relationship. He demonstrates his superiority by talking down to the girl he's with. It's rude, I agree, but it does state the roles of the relationship very clearly. The husband is saying, I am the boss, you are subordinate. And actually, this works much better to maintain marriages than equal relationships, which is what the sister is implying that the guy should be doing. You understand? They have a marriage that has survived for 10 years. You know why? Because the girl knows where she stands. She knows she's subservient. She knows she has to listen. What it actually amounts to is criticizing her about everything. So the sister, she thinks that her sister can do no wrong, right? False. And the husband is pointing it out to correct behavior. That's what you do. Okay. He also treats my parents badly too. My parents look after his kid twice a week and some weekends so that they can have a break. And when my mother drops him back home, he won't even get off the couch or acknowledge her presence, let alone thank her. Okay, that's rude. He makes rude, passive-aggressive remarks and just makes everyone very uncomfortable. Grace seems extremely stressed and overworked. She's thinner than I've ever seen her and she looks so tired. Oh no, you mean the wife is thin for the husband? They're probably getting railed too. And the sister is complaining. You see what I'm saying? She's trying to turn the audience against the guy, right? In order to break up the relationship. But actually, this sounds okay to me. But anyway, let's see. At one point, I saw her kneeling on the floor, clutching her chest. I rushed towards asking if she was okay, and she felt like she was having a panic attack. He didn't even look up. Okay, Guys, I'm having trouble believing this. Like, husbands care very much for their partners. Just like, yeah, this seems contrived to me. There is no way that the husband would ignore a panic attack from the wife. Like, any reasonable husband, any reasonable person would try to help. My sister is an intelligent, kind, fun, and beautiful woman. She has financial independence as she has a high-paying job with a lot of responsibility. She deserves so much better than this man. Well, clearly this woman married Chad and they've been together for 10 years. The problem is my family is extremely non-confrontational, as they should be. They taught their daughter to be submissive and cooperative and not confrontational like the sister, right? We've never been the type to argue with each other, and we're all quiet and reserved. Okay, yeah, so exactly. My mom doesn't want to intrude in her daughter's relationship. Good mom. Or make it seem like she's judging her, which on the whole I think is a very healthy boundary. Okay. But the sister feels like she can intrude on the relationship, right? I just worry that Grace is secretly feeling very alone in a terrible marriage, but it's too embarrassed to open up to anyone. Her marriage has survived for 10 years. They have a kid, and the roles are very clear in this relationship. This is not a bad marriage, guys. Yeah, like this is a mess, right? Like, guys, the girl here is trying to break up her sister's marriage because she's jealous, and she's trying to convince her sister to break it up, right? That's what's happening here. Notice how the sister doesn't have a husband. The sister feels that it's okay to intrude. The sister is rude and belligerent and aggressive, masculine, domineering. Like, you can't make this shit up, guys. All right, let's see what the top comment is with 300 upvotes, over 300. Something tells me she won't hear you. What she will hear, however, is loudly confronting him every time he says something messed up. Whoa, wait a minute. You can't say that to another person. It's rude and it's not funny. Please don't speak to my parents' sister that way. Every single time. You're going to need to get really comfortable with confrontation really fast. No one has called this man out on his stuff, on his bad behavior since childhood. Right, so it's immediate ad hominem attacks at the man's masculinity, right? He has bad behavior. It's not that the sister has bad behavior, that's my opinion. I think the sister has no permission, no right to intrude on this relationship. And I think the mom is correct. And I think the family is correct in raising a daughter that's non-confrontational and submissive. Utterly ridiculous post. And this is why so many marriages fail in 2022. Because all it takes is one bit of poison and the relationship is ruined. You see? All right, we're going to end the video there. So again, if you're liking the content, enjoying the channel, please give me a sub, hit all for notifications. If you're listening on the podcast, give me a 5-star review, give me a follow. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Please remember to do all of the following. Like the video for the algorithm. Comment on the video. I respond to all comments and I'll give you a heart. Subscribe and hit the bell so you can see my content on your feed. Check out all of my content on other platforms. It spreads the reach of the channel. YouTube, bit.ly/heliosyoutube. Rumble, bit.ly/heliosrumble. My blog is realheliosblog.com. My podcast, bit.ly/heliospodcast. My Patreon, patreon.com/theheliosblog. You can also support the show at bit.ly/heliosdonations and buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Thank you so much for all of your support.